All right, college football and stuff here. In this video, I'm going to be covering all of the non-Power 5 teams that are playing this week, week 5 of the college football season. All right, let's jump right into it. Starting off Friday night, we have Louisiana Tech at BYU. Another team making a long trip out there to BYU. That is 9 o'clock at night on ESPN2, so another late night game over there out west. I saw BYU as a 23.5 point favorite, and with how they cleaned things up last week, facing Troy at home, I think they can get it done again. That's a tough trip to make with everything going on. BYU has looked like a decent team this season. I'm taking them to cover that point spread. Moving on to Saturday. Starting off, we have East Carolina at Georgia State. 12 o'clock ESPNU. This game, at least according to the spread, should be a nice, even, competitive game. Georgia State a 1-point favorite in that game. So that is, like the definition of a pick'em, essentially. I am taking Georgia State, lay down that 1 point. I think Georgia State, not an amazing team, but I think they're decent enough. And I've not been super impressed with East Carolina. I think Georgia wins that one. All right, next up, Arkansas State at Coastal Carolina, also at 12 on ESPN2. So this was an interesting game. I've liked what I've seen from Arkansas State so far. Coastal Carolina got a win over a Power 5. Of course, it was Kansas, so it doesn't mean quite as much as Arkansas State's win, which is over Kansas State. So these two teams dominating the state of Kansas right now. And of course, that Kansas State win looking better since they went out and beat Oklahoma last week. So interesting, I saw Arkansas State a 3-point favorite in this game, but the Football Power Index has Coastal Carolina as the favorite. Now, I don't think Coastal Carolina is a bad team. I think maybe Arkansas State caught K-State at just a bad game, and that's how they won that. But I am taking Arkansas State in this game. I think Coastal Carolina is decent. I think Arkansas State is just a little bit better. 3 points is not a lot of points, so give me Arkansas State -3. Next up, UTSA at UAB, 12:30. This was not on TV, so I think I saw there's like a stadium TV thing. I'm not sure how you watch this game if you're interested in it. Again, I've been high on UAB so far this season. I like them. I like their coach. I think they're a good team. I went back and forth on this game, though. UTSA has kept it close in all their games. They're 3-0. All their games are really close games, though. And I saw UAB as being a 20.5 point favorite. Now, that's a lot of points to give in what I think should be a more competitive game than that. I am going to take UAB to win this one. I think they get the win here. I think they end UTSA's perfect streak so far. But based on UTSA playing all these close games, I don't think this is going to be a blowout. I think they're going to keep it competitive. I don't think they're going to be able to get the win, but I think it's going to be a lot more competitive than a 3-score game. So give me UAB to win. Give me UTSA plus those 20.5 points. All right, then we have North Alabama at Liberty. 1 o'clock on ESPN3. Did not see a spread on this game. I'm taking Liberty to win it. Don't think North Alabama is a great team. I think Liberty gets a pretty easy win there. Then we have Abilene Christian at Army. 1:30 on the CBS Sports Network. Again, no spread on this game. Army is going to win this game easily. I don't think there's any question there. Army has looked really good this season. I think they're going to clean up, get a big win, continue looking like a good team. All right, South Florida at Cincinnati. 3:30 on ESPN+. That's going to be an online-only game. Cincinnati, a 22-point favorite. And again, I am going to continue to be high on Cincinnati. I think they're the best. Either it looks like them or BYU, maybe Army, the best of these non-conference teams, non-Power 5 conference teams. I am taking Cincinnati to win that game. South Florida looked okay last week, the first game they played, of course. But yeah, give me Cincinnati with those, minus those 22 points. I see Cincinnati getting a big win here. I think Cincinnati is really good. All right, Memphis at SMU, 3:30 on ESPN2. This will be a good game. I think this is probably the best of these. Either this one, maybe Arkansas State, Coastal Carolina. I think these are probably the best of these as far as the matchups go, these non-Power 5 games this weekend. I saw Memphis as being a 3-point favorite. I am a little bit more impressed with Memphis than SMU right now. Again, neither of these teams have really looked great, not looked as good as people expected them to. SMU kind of struggled in their first game, and Memphis also. I mean, neither of them struggled. They both got wins, but they didn't win by nearly as much as people were expecting them to. They didn't look nearly as good as people were expecting them to look. But I am taking Memphis minus those 3 points. I think they get a win here, and I think they probably win by close to a touchdown in this game. Charlotte at Florida Atlantic, 4 o'clock ESPNU. This was a tough game to pick because we haven't seen Florida Atlantic play yet. They have had games postponed and canceled so far. Charlotte also has only played one game, so we really don't know much about either of these teams. Now, Charlotte lost to App State by 15 points in their only game they've played. So it's tough to say what's going to happen here. Florida Atlantic, a 6-point favorite. Charlotte having lost the only game they've played, but it was to App State, which is a decent team. It was hard for me to pick this because really, don't know what you're going to get from either of these teams. You only got one game to look at for Charlotte, and we don't have anything to look at for Florida Atlantic, but have to make a pick. I'm going to say Florida Atlantic wins and covers that spread. It's less than a touchdown. I don't think Florida Atlantic is probably as good as App State, but I think they can win by a touchdown-ish, maybe a tiny bit more, maybe a 10-point win. We'll see. All right, Western Kentucky at Middle Tennessee State, 5 o'clock ESPN3. MTSU has been getting beaten up. They have had a rough season so far, and I think that continues with their game against Western Kentucky. The Hilltoppers, a team that I think is pretty good. I don't think they're up there with Memphis, SMU, Cincinnati, Arkansas State, but I think they're pretty good. 7-point favorite. Don't really think MTSU is going to be able to keep it super competitive in this game. I have Western Kentucky covering that. I think they get a pretty good win here. I could see them winning by 2 touchdowns in this game. All right, Navy at Air Force, a matchup between two of the service academies. 6 o'clock, CBS Sports Network. Navy a 6.5-point favorite, but according to the FPI again, Air Force a heavy favorite. The FPI really likes Air Force in this game, so that's interesting. I am going to stick with Navy in this game. I think that they are somewhat poised to make a comeback. We'll see, though. Air Force traditionally has liked to do sort of an air raid style, pass it around a whole bunch. BYU threw the ball all over Navy in that first week. But yeah, I'm going to take Navy to win. I think it's going to be a close game, though. So give me Navy to win if I was going to pick straight up. But I think against the spread here, give me Air Force plus those 6.5. I think this will be a close game. I think it'll be fun to watch. You know, we got these two service academies playing. Really hope we don't see injuries, anything like that. Of course, you never want to see injuries, but especially when you have teams like this playing. Looking for a good game there. It should be fun to watch, and I think it'll be a competitive one. Georgia Southern at Louisiana Monroe, 7 o'clock on ESPN+, another online-only game. Georgia Southern, a 20-point favorite. Louisiana Monroe got absolutely blown away last week by UTEP, a team that is not good. Give me Georgia Southern, lay all those points. Yeah, that was an embarrassing loss to UTEP by Monroe. So yeah, I have Georgia Southern winning that game, and if they cover that spread, that's a big win, and I think they're going to cover it. Tulsa at UCF, 7:30 ESPN2. Tulsa, the only game they've played so far was against Oklahoma State, and that was a close loss by them. They held Oklahoma State's offense, were in that game pretty much the whole time because of it. UCF, a 21.5-point favorite. I don't know about this game. This is a tough game to pick. UCF has looked good. I don't think they're as good as they've been some of these previous seasons, but I still think they're a good one of these non-Power 5 teams. But I liked how Tulsa played against Oklahoma State. I don't think Tulsa's great, and I think this spread sort of reflects how people feel about that. But I think they're going to keep it closer than that 21.5. I think they're going to be a little bit more competitive than that. I think UCF wins, but give me Tulsa plus that 21.5. All right, last game, Southern Miss at North Texas, 7:30. This one also was not on TV anywhere. So North Texas, a 1.5-point favorite. So essentially a pick 'em on this game. I am taking North Texas in this, and of course I'm taking it to cover with a spread that small. Now, Southern Miss played Tulane last week, and Tulane ran the ball all over them. Tulane absolutely could not be stopped running the ball last week against Southern Miss, and that is North Texas's strong point. They have had good running teams these past few years. They have a good running back. I think that plays into Southern Miss's weakness, and North Texas gets a good win here by being able to control the clock, run the ball, and limit Southern Miss's possessions. I have North Texas winning and covering that 1.5-point spread. All right, that's what I had for the non-Power 5 teams playing this weekend, week 5 of the college football season. I think it'll be a good weekend. Looking forward to it. Can't wait, especially the Georgia-Auburn game. I am going to be I'm going to be watching that game. I don't have a lot of faith in Auburn, being an Auburn fan, but I am really hoping for a big win there. But yeah, if you like this video, click the like button. If you want to see more of these, subscribe to the channel, and they will show up in your subscription feed. I think from now on, I'm going to be doing it split up like this, where I do conference by conference, especially once the Big Ten and then the Pac-12 start playing. It's just too much to do all in one video. And I'll probably keep doing these non-Power 5 teams all as one video. But I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments if you think I'm way off on any of these. Give me your picks. If you want to see me do a more detailed coverage of one of the games coming up next week, let me know in the comments. I'll see you next time.